The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi there, thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Beauty. I would like to thank Cheryl once again from Fresh of Nashua on Main Street for this beautiful blouse, wrinkle-free, I will say, Jerrilyn, wrinkle-free, beautiful necklace with like nice V-line. It flows very nicely. So you have to go check out her store there on Main Street.
Great color.
Yeah, love the colors, fun, perfect time of year, you know. So welcome again for my guest co-hosting for this month of June.
Having fun.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. So what's new since last week?
Just busy, working out.
Yeah.
Kids, all the college kids at home. We're a little
Oh.
oversaturated
Oh.
at the house. Yeah. And
How
they all
many?
brought their dogs.
Oh,
Seven.
Seven.
3 dogs.
Oh
Yes,
boy,
a
you
little
are
crazy.
busy.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. It's quiet.
Yeah, right.
How are you doing? How are you doing with your training for your bathing suit contest?
Good. It's hard. It's really hard, and I just basically started my training 3 weeks ago. So with trying to, do the right foods, trying to cut out the alcohol, and trying to be good, going to the gym. I actually worked out with Ann Misi at her Lifelong Fitness studio yesterday. She kicked my butt. We did biceps and back, and
Feeling that
she's
today,
good.
huh?
Oh yeah, I'll feel it more tomorrow.
Yeah.
More tomorrow. So it's good, but I have to say it's probably going to be the biggest challenge of my life. It's not going to be easy. I'm not in my 20s. I'm in my 40s, so it's definitely going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, when you get a little older, it gets a little bit harder. Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
A lot harder.
A lot.
It's like
But you're
every
not
little
gonna be eating
thing.
any of these gooey things that she's going to talk about
Yeah,
today,
speaking
huh?
about gooey things, we're going to welcome Chapreese Pennington to our show. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
So how is Pampered Chef treating you? And tell me where this all evolved. How did it start? Where you came from, career? What's happened in the last however many years you've been doing Pampered Chef?
Well, I started Pampered Chef back in 2006, and I'm originally from New York. I taught in New York for 3 years, moved up here, and had never heard of Pampered Chef at all. I was working for the state as a tech, and a lot of the women were talking about going to a Pampered Chef party, and I'm like, what's a Pampered Chef? And they're like, oh my gosh, you don't know what Pampered Chef is? And I'm going, no, what is it? And they said, well, you have these parties and you bring these cooking tools. Well, someone brings them in and we cook together. And I was like, ooh, gadgets? And they said, yes. And I was like, can I go? And they're like, of course you can come. So I go to my first Pampered Chef party and I absolutely love it. I fall in love with the products. And, one person has a party, someone else books a party, and you just keep going to the parties over and over. And that's basically what I did. And at one point I thought, I want to have these parties myself, because if I have the party, then I actually get the products for free.
Right.
That seems like a better idea.
Yeah.
So I started having all these parties, and it just turned out that someone finally said to me, hey, I was at my own show, and I kept going, oh, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. And she goes, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, oh, no, I would never do that. And then she said, well, why not? And I said, well, I don't want to have to cook in front of people and talk and cook. I can't do that. And she says, if I can show you how to use a lime and a lemon to do this business, will you join? I said, of course I can do that, absolutely. Well, I realized that people did not want you to do limes and lemons at their parties. They actually wanted you to cook.
Right.
So I finally had to start learning some recipes and doing some shows that way, and it turned out that it was the best thing I could have ever done.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing Pampered Chef now for 10 years.
10 years. Okay.
Alongside a full-time job up until recently in December.
So what does that mean? So what does that mean exactly?
So after I was a case tech for a year, I went to social work for about 15, 16 years and have been doing my Pampered Chef alongside that. And I just really got to the point where I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to be in control of my own finances. I wanted to be able to spend more time with my family. And I figured, you know what? I've got this business that in the beginning started out from my shoe and handbag addiction. That's how I really got into it. And then I said, I really want to do this full time. I was very afraid because, you know, I had a job that was stable, that was good. And every week I knew that I went to work, there was a paycheck at the end.
Right.
And so I was always wondering, oh, I don't know. But all along I was getting paid, but I never really turned it around to look at it as a full-time job. And December 18th of 2015, I finally said, you know what, I'm ready to do it, and I'm taking the plunge. And I left my full-time job, and I started Pampered Chef full-time.
That's awesome.
Wow. So what hours, like when do you have the parties? Is it during the day, at night? So how much time do you put into this now as a full-time Pampered Chef?
That's a very good question. And what's the best part about Pampered Chef is you make your own schedule. So if I want to do parties during the day, I do parties during the day. If I want to do them in the evening, I do them in the evening. If I don't want to do parties on the weekends, I don't do parties on the weekends. It's really up to the consultant to decide what she's looking for and what's going to fit in her lifestyle or his lifestyle and what's going to work for them.
Wow. Good. So if I wanted to start something like this and I think, oh, I love Pampered Chef products, what would be the cost to, to start a business? I came to your party, said, I own nothing Pampered Chef. I buy a couple of things. I want to go out and do these parties. How much would it cost somebody to get going and something like that?
Another fantastic question. So we have two kits. Our first kit is $99, and it's valued at over $300. It comes with your business materials that you need, so paperwork. You get a website for 90 days for free. You also get some tools that you will be able to use to do your first set of parties. You also, you get your apron, you get your bag. It comes fully loaded and fully stocked. Then we have another kit that's $159 that's valued at over $600. You get the same material package, a website included as well, but you get more of a variety of products for your shows. One of the things that I really love about Pampered Chef is that initial investment, you typically will make back within your first 2 shows. Some in their first show.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge investment to put out because what you get in return, it's unbelievable. There are always incentives when you first sign up. If you make a certain amount in sales in your first 30 days, Pampered Chef is like, here, this is for you. And I always tell anyone on my team, if I find you buying Pampered Chef products out of your pocket, I'm going to hurt you. We don't want you to do that. You join because for whatever reason. But part of it was to make money. We don't want you to take the commission that you make and have to keep buying products. So Pampered Chef always gives you a way to earn products for free. You can have your own party every month, so that way you can be the consultant as well as the hostess.
Mm-hmm.
So, the consultant as well as the hostess. So that way you can kind of like double dip. And it's a great way to be able to do that.
So what if somebody said to you, because Sharon was talking about selling Pampered Chef, what if somebody said to you, well, I don't have a lot of friends, or I work from home, or how do I have a party every month? Like, where do I find all these women to have a party?
I get that all the time. People are always saying, oh my gosh, I don't know anyone. We first initially tell you, you want to start out with your family and friends. That's who usually is going to help. Now, I'm very honest with anyone that is on my team and to say, you think your family and friends are going to help, and a lot of times they may not in the beginning. And I need to be upfront about that. What you do is, what you say to them is, I'm just starting my Pampered Chef business. And a lot of people, it's about the enthusiasm that you bring. If you sound excited, this is a business. I tell people, even if you're doing it as a hobby, this is a business. You have to take it seriously. You have to show up every day, and you have to have enthusiasm. People want to party with people who have fun.
Well, you're going to show if you have passion about what you do. If you love what you do, it's going to shine through you, and people are going to get that energy, and they're going to be like, oh, wow, what is this all about? She seems to be really happy, and doing what she does. And I just wanted to mention that I've actually been having Pampered Chef parties for probably about 20 years now. Mm-hmm. And I have a ton of stuff, a lot of stuff, and I love the products. They last. Mm-hmm. I've had my potato peeler, I think, for 15 years.
I can believe that.
I've had the chopper, the stone, you know what I mean? I have so much stuff that I absolutely love, and that's why I was glad that she came in my salon one day when she was still working full time, and we met. I don't even remember why you came by. I don't even remember if it was to drop off a Pampered Chef book or what it was, but
it might have been.
Yeah.
It's been so long. We've known each other for many years now.
Well, three.
Yeah.
About three. So, so that's how we met, and I had a couple of parties and a book party, and I'm having one currently right now. But I just love the products, and I'm just glad that we met so I can still continue. I don't want to sell them myself. I'm busy enough.
She knows I've been looking.
But we'll go to the parties.
Yeah. I'll have the parties.
And that's great. And that usually is how it is. You start with your friends and your family, and a lot of people don't really realize how many people they really know. Who do you frequent? Do you have a hairdresser that you go to all the time? Do you go get your nails done? A lot of people forget about who they see day in and day out because we're busy. We go here and we go there. That's the person to say, hey, listen, I'm having a Pampered Chef party, or I just started my own Pampered Chef business. I'd love for you to be able to come and see what we have to offer. You're usually going to get either, oh, you know what, I can't do it that night, and then you just follow up with, would you like to take a look at the catalog and see if there's anything you could, want or need for you or for someone else? It's not pushy. It's not evasive. People get worried about, oh, I don't want to seem too pushy. And I tell everyone, I'm not a salesperson. I don't consider myself to be a salesperson. I have a gift. And my gift can help anyone who may want to put new products in their home that are of great quality, like Sharon talked about, and that you may not be able to afford it. But I can help you have a party so you can get it for free. For someone who's saying, I'd love to be able to take a vacation with my family or put my child into dance class or football or whatever it is, but I don't have the money to be able to do that. I have a gift to offer you with this business to say, you know what, I can help you reach that goal, whether it's long-term or short-term. There's something in it for everyone.
Yeah, and I think Pampered Chef has a name for itself. Like my clients will be, oh, you're having a party? By the way, I need to have one in November. I've already been asked. She didn't want to spend all the money at once. She wants to wait for Christmas gifts.
Perfect time for that, too.
You're going to have it at your salon?
Yeah, I just have a catalog, the Pampered Chef catalog, and my clients, they sit there while their hair is processing or whatever, and they just look at it and they place an order.
Yeah.
And she does very well for catalog parties. I'm not even kidding you. She really does well. That's another thing. And we've come full circle with what is going on with the new generation, with social media. People do virtual parties now. They do. I mean, don't get me wrong. The live show is always the best show. You want to be in front of people. We are talking with our girlfriends. And guys, let's not forget about the men.
Right.
Men cook.
Yeah.
They are starting to cook more than the women. I will get women at my parties that'll go, oh my goodness, I love Pampered Chef, but my husband is the cook. Can I take the catalog home and have him look through it?
Yeah.
And they come back and they're like, he wanted this, he wanted this, he wanted this. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's the client that wants to buy like the pan set for Christmas because her husband is a very good cook. He cooks, so she's like, I'm going to wait, until then. So yeah, you're right.
We make certain that we don't forget about men, and especially with men in the business. Men do very well when they sell Pampered Chef. What woman doesn't want a man standing in front of a room cooking for her?
Yeah, right.
Thing in the world. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. And they forget about that piece. I keep saying, I want a man. I need a man so bad.
Put a black apron on that guy, and there you go.
And that's it. And they have the half apron. They don't have the whole apron.
Okay.
But it's very nice. They get a different bag. They don't get the pink, girly bag that we get. They get what it is for men. And they do. I mean, one of our top sellers is a man.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing at how well they actually do with this business. So we're trying to break through those barriers and let them know, come on out. If you love to cook, oh my gosh, for people who love to cook, turn it into something that can, bring you some income and get you out, have you introduce yourself to new people. That's another thing, the confidence it brings. A lot of consultants are really, a lot of times they have they have a hard time with speaking in front of people. They're not very self-confident, and Pampered Chef will change that. I've seen some of the quietest people who, at meetings in a corner, you would never think that they would join. And then they come and they do a show, and it's like they press play. And they're like, hello, everyone. And you're like, oh, my gosh, is that really you?
Yeah.
And then they go back.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. It's that passion. Yeah. And I always just say, do what you love.
Yeah, and anybody has a passion for cooking. There's so many goodies in this catalog. There's so many things to offer. So speaking of things to offer, let's talk about what we have on the table here.
All right.
So we'll start closest to you, and then we'll work our way around.
All right. So summertime is fantastic with Pampered Chef because people have their decks, they have patios, they have pools, and what better way to get everyone over to have a party than a thrill of the grill, okay? Let's open up the pool. Let's get everybody outside. And the product that I've got a couple of my favorites, but this is the Rock Crock Grill Stone.
Rock Crock.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
The Rock Crock Grill Stone. So it's designed so that it can actually be used on 5 different heating elements. Now, can I give you a little test and see if maybe you can guess what they are?
Gas stove.
The grill.
The grill,
Yeah.
the stove,
The oven.
the oven.
How many guesses?
5.
5.
So we got the stove, we have the oven, we have the grill. Now, it is huge.
Fire
Take a look
pit.
at this.
Fire pit.
Okay.
Got to be careful with the fire pit just because of how the flame may be.
Okay.
But inside the house, what's another heating element that
Wood
this
stove.
could fit in the house?
Well, you said oven. I don't know.
What about the microwave?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know
thought
this
about
make well.
that,
Someone
yeah.
said no. I have a microwave the size of a party.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Let me come to your house and do a party. and and under the broiler.
Okay.
So 5 different heating elements, which actually makes this a really good. My husband, his favorite piece is the grill. Is actually this one, but he loves it because he doesn't have to worry about where he can put it.
Right.
I don't have to say you can't do that. Oh, and it's dishwasher safe, which is another nice feature. So it's designed so that you can do nachos right on the grill. Just start out, and we have recipes. So they all come with these recipe books. So they have about 10 recipes inside of different ones depending on which Rock Crock you purchase. That is our Dutch oven size. We have an everyday pan, and then we have a casserole size. They are fantastic. And just the fact that stove, oven, microwave, cooktop, and the only one you won't be able to use it on is the induction. That's the only one you can't put it on. The stoves that have the induction with the magnetic, you can't use it on that. But it heats up to 752 degrees,
Wow.
okay? And you can put the lid in the oven. I know that doesn't heat up to 752, but you can take that off. So you can make a French onion soup. Start it on your stovetop, cut up your onions, put in your broth, and then put it under the broiler so that the cheese can bubble up and get everything. I mean, who can't do that?
Yeah.
Everything in one pot, so you're not using, 5, 6 different pots. Do it all, start and all, and then in and all.
And does this go with this?
So that's sold separately, but that is the sweater. So
The sweater.
the sweater. So that's designed so that if you need to take a hot dish someplace and you want it to stay nice and warm, you're just going to put that right inside.
Which that's a lot of things happening, like in the summer, going to people's houses for barbecues and so
Exactly.
forth. Holidays,
Right.
holiday get-togethers. Yeah.
Nice.
Now that sweater fits the Dutch oven size as well as the everyday pan. And there's a little smaller one for the casserole size. And my rule of thumb is a family of 3 or more, larger is what you go for. A family of 2 or less, smaller is always best. That's what I always say at my parties because people are always like, I don't know. In my house, there are 3 of us. I use my Dutch oven more just because of the depth. I like to be able to stir, and I don't want to have anything spill out. The everyday has the same size diameter. It's just not as deep. But they're fantastic.
And what about the color? Is this new, this black color? 'Cause
So
I
that's the
really
black,
like
and
it.
it's ceramic. So that's what makes it so that it can go into the microwave. So it's a cross between a pot as well as like a piece of stoneware. We're always, Pampered Chef is synonymous with our stones. People are like, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
I have that.
Pizza stone.
Right, and that's what they do. They do this with the handles, and
Yeah.
they say the stone. And so they wanted to come with a cross in between that. And so it's got that nice satin finish so that it'll wash easily, it'll clean easily. And you do have to make certain that when you're using it, and you don't have to season it, unlike a cast iron. It comes ready out the box, ready to be used. The other thing is you always want to make certain that you have like some type of moisture on it. You don't want it to dry out. So whether it's a liquid or whether it's an oil, you want to make certain that you're using that when
So
you
it's
put
the
it in.
color is for function. It's not for cosmetics. So you can't.
It does give that little bit of a cosmetic look as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, it's
So they
pretty.
try to make
Yeah,
certain that they have
I
it for
like it.
both. It's nice because you've got the clear lid, so you can actually see your food while it's cooking. You don't have to keep taking it on and off.
Right.
And it actually stays pretty cool on the stovetop when you need to use it. It does, and it cools down pretty quick, but it retains the heat very well. So you can make a
nice.
mac and cheese, and again, take it somewhere. It'll stay nice and warm. You won't have to worry about reheating it. And if you needed to, you can pop it right in the microwave really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice and convenient for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Rock Crocks are great.
So what's this gadget over here?
Oh, so that's the double grill pan burner. So we were talking about thrill of the grill. What if you don't have a grill, an outdoor grill, but you still want to have people over and you want to have this grill party? Well, the double grill pan burner is what you want to go for. This is indoor, so pick that up for me and tell me what you think first time.
Work out.
Right. I work out. You can use that for what you're doing with, for your bathing suit.
Work you on your biceps.
Right. Exactly. Those are the presses, and they're made of cast iron. Now, the way it works is you've got two. You can do, this is the double burner, and you can buy just one single press, or you can get both. But we also sell this in the half size as well. So again, 3 or more, larger is what you go for, 2 or less, smaller is always best. This piece is fantastic because it's for the stovetop or inside the oven. It's got the rubber handles out here so that it keeps nice and cool, but you can put it in the oven, and you just make certain you don't go over the temperature range so these don't melt when they're in the oven. The presses can go in the oven as well. So let's say, for instance, you want to cook a chicken breast, and chicken breast can take a really long time to cook. We have another really nice tool that I don't have here, but it's called the closing cut. It's designed so that whatever you want to cut in half, you just sit it in the diameter, close it up, slice it, and it cuts it just like that. So chicken breasts, grape tomatoes, grapes for little kids if you don't want them to swallow them. You take that, season it up, put it right on your grill pan with the press, 5 minutes one side, 5 minutes the other side. Your grilled chicken is already done. 11 minutes.
So you can buy those separate, those
Yes,
presses.
you can buy the presses separate. Or
I
you
like
can
that.
get, they do sell it as a whole set for a reduced rate as well. But what's also nice about this is this pan will take you from breakfast to lunch to dinner and dessert all in one. So we're having breakfast, and we're going to have some French toast. Put your French toast right on there. You don't need the press, but you'll still get those grill marks because the press has the grill there and inside. Then you're going to turn around and put your bacon on there as well. And if you don't want bacon smell all in your house, throw that right inside the oven and let it cook right inside there. Take it back out. Now it's time for lunch. What do you think you can put on that pan for lunch?
Oh, a panini.
A panini, yes. What else?
Panini.
And a grilled cheese.
Nice, that's right. The kids want some grilled cheese. What else we got?
Did you do roasted vegetables on there?
Yes, you can, because we're going to save that for dinner.
Okay, all right. I wanted some on my panini.
What about...
No, I'm waiting for the end to hear the dessert thing that's going in here.
Everyone's always like, what? So you can do quesadillas on this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
like
those are great.
I love quesadillas.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to dinner. We talked about our grilled veggies. So you can have your grilled veggies cooking on one side and then put your meat right here on the other. So you can do pork chops. You can do chicken, like we talked about.
So
you
this is
can
all
do,
lines in there.
it's, I mean, it's an amazing piece. Plus, it's a non-stick, very easy to clean. It literally can just wipe away. You see it has a little spout right by your side over there, so you can drain at the same time. The other nice thing, too, is that when you're grilling, you can flip over, it releases really easily, and you don't need a lot of oil when you're using this. So you can do like a light mist with one of our kitchen spritzers that can help you with that. And then it's time for dessert. So the dessert that I like to do is a very simple and yummy dessert. So you take some pound cake, and you just put a little bit of butter on it, melted butter, and you put your pound cake right on top of your grill. I don't necessarily use the press. You will get those grill marks no matter what. And then you flip it over. Once it gets brown, you see the nice grill marks in there. Now you're going to take some pineapples. We have a wonderful pineapple wedger. Just put it in, get your pineapples out, and it slices up for you. And then you're going to put your pineapple in there and let that grill on both sides. Then you're going to take it off, and now you're going to layer. You're going to take your pound cake, take your pineapple, and then you're going to take some ice cream. Because for me, everything goes better with ice cream. I know you can't have ice cream right now, but when you're all done, we're going to come celebrate.
Right now.
But Sharon's drooling over here.
Right. So you're going to take some ice cream and put a nice scoop. We got a nice ice cream scoop that you can use for that. And then you're just going to drizzle with a little bit of caramel sauce.
Ooh, yummy.
And everyone's like, oh, are we making that tonight? And I'm like, when you have your party, we can absolutely make that dessert there. But that's what you're going to do with that. You can literally use that all day long, every single day, for any meal that you need.
You know, one of my favorite desserts from Pampered Chef
Ooh, do tell.
that I've been using. I have like a bunch of recipes because we'd always get the recipe after, whatever they cooked, is the apple crisp.
Oh,
The best I've ever had.
Oh, I've never had ours.
Because you've never had it?
I haven't.
Because they make it with graham crackers
Oh.
and oats. The graham cracker gives it that crispy.
Ooh.
You know.
Now I'm going to have to try it.
Oh, it's so
Yeah, you
good.
send us the recipe now.
Yes.
Oh, maybe I'll make it for you, Kels.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, that sounds like I get an invite to come back. I love it.
With an apple teeny, maybe?
I know, right?
I like that. Ooh. Oh, yes. That sounds like a great idea.
Well, next time maybe we should have like a little creation of something from Pampered Chef.
Oh,
You know?
I would love that.
I'm sure the guys back here would really love to have a treat.
And we can whip up something quick and easy. That's the other thing. You don't necessarily always have to use your stove, especially when it's hot. No one wants to turn on
Well,
that
we could
oven.
actually transition this table into maybe a little kitchen and actually do a little cooking show with the Pampered Chef.
I would
nice.
love that. I
Yeah.
think everyone would love that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to talk to the boss over here, see what happens.
You let me know when, and
Yeah.
you know I'll be here with the tools
No, that would
and
be
the
fun.
appetite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that'd be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
So we have a minute and a half about
Okay.
left, and so what do we want to showcase, or what would you like to say
What
to the folks tuning in to our show?
What I would like to say is, if you're looking for a part-time job, if you're looking for a way to, maybe you need to get out the house because you are just stressed and you just want to have a night out for yourself. If you're looking to earn some extra money, if you just had a baby and you have to go back to work and you really don't want to do that, you might want to think about Pampered Chef. We have a lot to offer. It's a great company. We have been around for 36 years, and we're well known, and we treat our consultants very well, as well as our customers. You know, go to Pampered Chef's website, you know, take a look at what we've got. And if the business isn't for you, but you love free, because I always say if it's free, it's for me, then book a party. You know, have some friends over. It doesn't take much, and just have a good time.
Your information will be displayed for this episode too, so they can get in contact with you.
Yes, or they
Yeah.
can just go straight to pamperedchef.com.
Yeah.
You know, if someone lives far away and they want, you know, a consultant in their area, they'll be able to help them right along with that.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem.
Yeah, good.
Excellent.
Well, this has been a fun show. Once
Yeah.
again, it went by very, very fast.
I can't believe how quick that went. She said 1 minute. I'm like,
I
what?
know. So thank you, Dr. Sullivan
Thank you
from
for having
Wellness Chiropractor on Main Street for co-hosting with me today. And thank you, Chapreese, for coming on the show. I'll definitely have you on again.
Oh, thank you so much for having
Yeah.
me. I had a blast with you ladies.
I know, it was fun.
Fun.
Thanks for tuning in.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.